Good morning. We're here on the Drippin Wet in Foss Harbor. We're going to show you this morning how to remove and replace transmission coolers on a Bayliner 4788. These transmission or gear oil coolers are original. You can see it, the back end of the engine there has those two blue hoses coming into it. You can see on the top there's no zincs, which is one sign that is an original gear oil cooler. We're replacing these today. I noticed the transmission fluid was a little bit low. There's no oil in the bilge, and I noticed a little bit coming out in the exhaust. So we believe the culprit is the gear oil coolers. I have two new ones on order from Mr. Cool. I'll have a link in the description to the new gear oil coolers. The tools that you'll need are here: a 22mm open end wrench, 3/4 inch open end wrench, an adjustable or a crescent wrench, two sockets, 5/16 and a 10mm, as well as some tape or something to cover up the end of the hoses, and a couple absorbent pads. So we'll get started. Here's a close-up of the gear oil cooler. The new oil coolers will have a zinc on each side coming in. That'll be nice. One thing I forgot to tell you is you'll need a 7/16 socket or an open end wrench. First thing we're going to do is drain the cooler of the seawater. There's a drain on the lower side here next to our after cooler. I'm going to take an old absorbent pad. I'm going to put it over our air cleaner, over the engine, just in case anything else, any fluid or gear oil comes out. Try to prevent any mess. Next thing, we're going to remove each oil line coming from the transmission. There, those are removed. I'm going to cover these up with a little bit of electrical tape just to keep any debris that may be floating around in here. It is going to be a couple days before I get the new ones put in, so I'm just going to cover them up here. Also going to tie these over off to the side just so they stay out of our way. Alright, now we're going to take the top fittings off. The new gear oil coolers do not come with these two top fittings. This is going to take the crescent wrench and our 3/4 inch wrench. paint makes it a little snug. Get on there and that will come right off. Next, we're going to need to remove the rubber hoses that circulate the raw water. Depending on your hose clamp, you may need a different fitting or a different size socket. Mine are all 5/16. Next, I'm going to remove the clamp that holds on the oil cooler. It's a 10mm socket that we'll use with an extension. Here we are on the port side engine. Same procedure to remove this gear oil cooler. So same as the starboard engine, we're going to start with taking the transmission oil lines off. Again, it's a 22mm. Remove these 45-degree fittings. It's a 3/4 inch. I'm going to remove the hose clamps. Got the hose clamps removed. Now we'll switch over to a 10mm socket and we will remove the bracket that holds the cooler on. Alright, got one side off. Take this bracket off. Try not to spill any transmission fluid this time. But I have that elephant wipe down just in case. Alright, with the help of a small screwdriver, prying this hose off, it's broken loose. And there it is. One more cooler. We'll look in the ends here, see if we can see down in there. They look okay. A little bit of corrosion and debris, but not too bad. So as I go through the rest of the engine, I'm hoping I run into that everywhere. Looks pretty clean for a model year 2001. Here the engine is without its cooler in. Move that elephant wipe and nice and clean.